I'm hanging out here with my cats. This is Remy. This is Cinder. They're sisters. I have two other cats, but they're not in here because they're little shits. But I am going to try to vlog what I'm doing today and start doing it more habitually. The reason I want to start vlogging or filming the things that I do in my daily life is because I feel like if there's that pressure to film what I'm doing, I will be less inclined to scroll on my phone because that is boring and nobody wants to watch someone scroll on their phone. Really, I want to break my short form social media addiction, but I thought that today would be a good day to start filming because I need to return a library book, so I thought I'd have a little day out in town, return my library book, maybe go to a cafe and work on some writing. And then I also want to work on decorating my room a little bit because, as you can see, I have these bedposts and I used to not have them on there. I had them taken off because you can unscrew it. So I had them taken off, but I put them back on because I want to do a kind of canopy thing. Ignored that my cats did that. I've yet to fix it. But I want to do a kind of canopy thing. So I think I want to work on that today. I can't put the little, these bulbs on top. I'm sorry if my camera movements are causing motion sickness. But I'm going to need to figure out what to do to make it pretty. I want to show what I just recently thrifted. So my town has a little yearly fall market that they do. And I went with my boyfriend last week. And one thing that I wanted to get this winter was a fluffy robe because I am pretty homebound most of the time. So I wanted something comfy, cozy. I get a little bit of seasonal depression and the cold definitely affects that. So I wanted a fluffy robe. And not only did I find a fluffy robe in the color yellow, but I wanted one with a hood. And this one has a hood and it's so freaking comfy, cozy. And I don't care how silly I look because it's a size extra large, but it's literally so perfect and it was only $8, which is amazing because I was looking for robes online, fluffy robes online, and they're kind of expensive for good quality ones. So let me stand up and show. So yeah, I don't care how silly I look. I cannot wait to be snug as a bug. I just can't wait to get my grandma core on. The grandma vibes are present. Speaking of grandma vibes, I think I'm gonna make some tea. I was getting into the habit of having tea every day, but then I kind of stopped when I got my wisdom teeth out, which is in October, but now I'm all healed. I like buying from this place called Republic of Tea, and they had these little tiny tea blend boxes. It's open because it was hard to get open, so I keep it half open. But this one is hibiscus cranberry. I'm gonna be drinking out of this cat mug that says cat person on the inside. The fun thing about this tea is that it turns kind of a purple color. I also want to show some of the crafts that I have made for my house recently, and I made these little cardboard houses that are kind of a winter vibe a couple years ago, but I didn't know what to do with them this year, and I saw this little craft where someone made a garland out of it, so I made the bows and then I tied it all together, and my mom was like, "Oh, super cute, let's hang it up." And for fall, I made these paper chains, and then these pumpkins I've had for years. I made these a couple years ago, and they've just lasted. So I put them out here on this mirror that we have. This is the tea, and it's got that pinkish hue. I guess it's not as purple as I thought it was. Okay. Let's drink. If you don't like bitter drinks, I wouldn't even say this is bitter. It's just not super sweet. I like it. I think it tastes very wintry. They had it a part of their fall blends, but I feel like it's more of a winter taste, which is fine by me. I don't know if you could see, but I already put up some Christmas decorations in my room. I love fall, but I am definitely one of those people, at least this year. Sometimes I like fall to play out completely, but this year I haven't been having the best fall. I've been a bit overwhelmed by the season this year, so I'm like, fall was kind of a fail, for me at least, so I want to get a jump start on winter so that I can tackle that seasonal depression, which usually hits after Christmas. January and February. February is a terrible month, but last February was pretty good. Spent it with my boyfriend, Valentine's Day. Speaking of my boyfriend, we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary this past Saturday, a couple days ago. And that was really nice. It was really wonderful, and we had so many long conversations about what we mean to each other and what our relationship means. And, you know, we were reflecting on the past, and I think something that's really important to us is reminiscing a little bit on our whole relationship, because my boyfriend struggles with his memory, and so, you know, I just remember him saying, like, I can't believe you remember all these details, and I'm like, yeah, and of course, like, I'll talk about them because I want him to remember those too, and it makes him really happy. But we went to Knott's Berry Farm, which is an amusement park, on Saturday, and then the night before we kind of recreated our first date, and we went to go get crepes and hot cocoa, and then we watched Frankenstein, the new Netflix live action, which was fantastic. It was so freaking good, and I've seen a lot of people that were like diehard fans of the book, which I'm a diehard fan of the book. I love Mary Shelley. But I saw a lot of people that didn't like it, but I think when it comes to film adaptations, you cannot ever expect perfection. And I love Guillermo del Toro. He's my favorite director, and Pan's Labyrinth was a very life-changing movie. I watched it in 6th grade, I think, so I was, 12 years old. And I love his mind, and I love the way that it works, and I thought that Frankenstein was just beautifully done. It's a little gory, but I think that's kind of a part of the book. It's part of what it is, but if you can't handle gore, maybe don't watch it. But otherwise, I would definitely recommend it. Oh, hello, Luke. Good morning, big boy. This is Orange Cat number 1. He's very big. He likes belly rubs, and very cute. Hi, Leia. She likes her tiny little spaces. She's a bit of a scaredy cat, aren't you? I don't know what is this that you're doing? She has the cutest little teeth. Are you cutie? You're so cute. Look at how precious she is. Precious. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so I have gotten ready. I ate breakfast. I just had a bowl of cereal and then took a shower and got ready, and now I'm here. I'm wearing a Miffy t-shirt, green pants, and then these are my earrings. They're the little lily of the valleys. Now I've got 2 purses, but I'm gonna bring this purse with me because I'm bringing more stuff with me on this outing. So I have to move everything over from this purse to this purse. So this is the purse that I usually take to work, and I'll also take to, like, if I'm spending the night at my boyfriend's house, or if I'm going somewhere where I need to, like, bring my iPad or something, because I'm an iPad kid. This is the book that I just finished reading. It's called Where the Dark Stands Still, and it is a very cozy fantasy book, which I don't usually read cozy fantasy. I do like the genre, and I like fantasy a lot. I just find it to be a lot of cliches recently, at least in a lot of books. And this book definitely had a lot of cliches, and it was also very reminiscent of Howl's Moving Castle, which I love that book so much, and I love the movie, but I think there were too many similarities, and so it felt like I was reading the same story regurgitated. There were some cute, unique moments in this book. I would still recommend it for anybody who likes cozy fantasies, and the cover art is very beautiful, the writing is very beautiful, very skilled writer, but I gave it 3 stars because it took me a month to read and wasn't really pulling me in. I didn't feel as interested as I think I should have been in the storyline. But I still enjoyed my time. I had a good time. Alas, I have to return this today. I will also be packing my iPad to write on and my notebook, and now my bag is fully packed. She is thick. I really love this bag. It's vintage Vera Bradley, and I've got my little silly keychains and some cute pens. I'm very happy with this bag. I love it so much, even though it's kind of impractical to carry around sometimes. It carries a lot. It holds a lot, which is perfect. Okay. It's not a very interesting outfit or anything. It's just mostly prioritizing comfort, but that is usually the goal. So it's actually been about an hour and a half to 2 hours since that last clip, and I'm just now leaving. This is like the kind of stuff, this is what I mean, like, I don't film every aspect, but I still want to share what exactly I've been up to. I'm not going to film myself doing all these boring tasks because that wouldn't be fun to watch, and it would also take longer for me to do them. But basically, I was getting ready to leave, and then I was like, oh, I need to clean the stove, because it was really messy, and my mom had asked me to clean it last night, and I forgot. So I cleaned the stove, and then I took out the trash, and then I got a new phone recently, and I had to erase the data on my previous phone, and I'm actually going to take it to the post office, so it's all packed up and ready to go. Only now am I running errands. I just noticed that the camera's being like kind of sparkly. I don't know, but that's cute though. I don't oh my goodness, like with the light, the sunlight is sparkling. I thought I noticed that earlier when I was filming. I wonder if it's the little thing that I'm using, because I'm not using my camera app to film. I'm using a different app that puts a nice, pretty little like filter on it, but it's just, I thought it was just changing the warmth. I don't know if it's too distracting. Also, the street that I'm going down right now, the fall foliage is just beautiful. This is my favorite street to go down, and I'm looking and like the leaves are blowing, and it's just very magical. Hello. It is 4:15. I got home, ate my breakfast sandwich and drank my coffee, and then I helped my mom put up Christmas lights in the front of the house, you know, those outdoor ones. They're actually going to be permanent year-long ones that she can change the color of from her phone, which is pretty neat. And that took about an hour. And then, I'm going to be honest, I scrolled on my phone. I scrolled on my phone for like 45 minutes, I think. But I was just kind of winding down from reaching and doing all the light stuff. I also bought some sheer lace curtains that are in this really pretty sage green color for the canopy. And as you can maybe see, I've got those little wooden stakes. They're not wooden stakes, but they're wooden things, and they'll go across like the poles at the top. But I'm not gonna put them on yet because you put the curtains on those. So the curtains will go. It'll work out. I've done it before. Anyways, I think I'm gonna chill in bed for a little bit and I don't know, maybe start a new book. I think I'm gonna read Jane Eyre. I've been wanting to read a classic for a while now. I've been reading a lot of books that have been published in the past couple years lately, so I want to dip into the classics a bit, and I really like Gothic literature. It's kind of the only classic literature that I'll read that I find tolerable if it's got like a twinge of Gothicness in it. And obviously everyone knows Jane Eyre, very, very popular novel that I have yet to read, but I've owned this for like a year. I got it secondhand at my local bookstore last year. And so I think this is what we're going to be reading next. I feel like it fits the November transition from fall to winter. Also, really quick, I got out my mini Christmas tree and she's not looking too good. She's looking, well, perhaps just a little sad. And I have these LED lights at the bottom, but I prefer incandescent lights, which I don't think I'm gonna get for this. I think I'll just keep the little LED lights on, but she needs some fixing up. So I think I'm gonna rewrap these lights actually. My cat she loves to chew on the branches of fake plants and the leaves. It's very inconvenient. It is her favorite thing. So I used to keep this on the floor, but she goes after it when it's on the floor. So I'm gonna have to find some place to put it out of reach, because otherwise she is going to eat it, or at like the fake snow that's on it. She will eat that, which I can't imagine that's very good for her. And every single time I see her doing it, I say, Remy, stop. And she doesn't listen. She's like a toddler. I do believe that cats have the same brain capacity as a 2-year-old. I don't know if that's true. I've told a lot of people that, so I hope it is true. I feel like a lot more has fallen off of this, actually. So I read the first 2 chapters, and it looks like I read quite a bit more, but I skipped the introduction at the beginning because I once read the introduction of a classic. I'm forgetting, I think it was a Jane Austen novel, but I had the ending spoiled. But I don't want it spoiled. I kind of like things to be a surprise. I don't want to read a whole analysis on the text before I've even read the text. But yeah, with classic books, it takes me a little bit longer to read. That's why I only read 2 chapters within like 30 minutes, because I like to take my time and read each line. I don't really skim when I read. I used to do that a lot, so I could read faster or more books, but when it comes to classics, and honestly just any book nowadays, I like to read every single line. But the language is different, so I want to take my time to really understand it. But yeah. So I spent the evening with my mom watching Frankenstein, and then I cut and glued some wintry magazine pictures to put in my journal, and I'm gonna write in it, but I like to do the layout first, and there are some really cute ones. I did like a wintry Christmas theme because I'm really excited for Christmas. Now I'm just in my room, and I think I'm gonna like do some kind of craft or something. I'm feeling kind of down, to be honest, and it's for a silly reason, but I think it's more than just this one reason. But today I bought some sheer lace curtains for the canopy that I wanted to make, just to realize, or my mom brought to my attention, that because of where my bed is placed and because of where my ceiling fan is and how it drops down or how low it goes, I actually can't have curtains going, I guess it depends on the direction, but vertically, that would be, because for the bed, this is horizontal, right? I don't know, but going this way I can have curtains, so, you know, from here to here, here to here, and then I can do it on the other end, but I feel like that will look really awkward, and I wanted to do a little cozy thing where it was at the end and on the outside, so on both of the little outsides, but I can't do that anymore. I don't think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I'm autistic, and so little changes, no matter how small they are, if it's something that's meaningful to me that I get kind of fixated on, which this is something that I was really excited about and was something that I worked on a lot today, and kind of, I don't know, I'm feeling, like I said to my mom, oh my god, like I feel like my whole day is ruined, even though I know it's not. I'm sad now because, yeah, and I tried to figure out different things. My bed is too big to move in a different place. Like, this is the most feng shui way that it could be. Also, another thing that made me sad, I just remembered, after watching the Frankenstein movie, I put my headphones in and I started working on editing the beginning of this vlog, and I realized that I am a slow and boring talker. I pause a lot and I say a lot of filler words, and I guess I'm just not as well spoken as I hoped I would be, or I thought I was, because as a writer, you know, I'm well worded when I write and when I type, but I have always had a more difficult time with speaking, or at least public speaking and speaking with other people, but I thought talking to a camera would be a lot more fluid, and I don't know, maybe doing this whole filming thing is a positive thing because it's something that I can work on, and it's a way for me to practice speaking and public speaking. I just don't want to be annoying. I'm looking back and watching myself and I'm like, ugh. But maybe I just need to get over myself. And then on top of that, I'm getting like I'm feeling a sense of doom because I have work tomorrow. But on the bright side, okay, I got all that negative stuff out of the way. Let's talk about positives. Tomorrow is going to be a rainy day, and even though I'll be at work all day, I think it'll be really cozy because I work in a smaller business and it's just me and my one other coworker. So it'll probably be really chill. I'll just bring a book. I'm guessing we won't have many customers, so maybe that's something to look forward to. And then on top of that, tomorrow is Friday, and after the day is over, I can possibly hang out with my boyfriend because he has weekends off. So then it's Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to be a rainy weekend, and maybe we can do some cozy activities or something. I don't know, okay, now I'm getting happy just thinking about that. I think it's going to be okay. So I'm going to do some journaling and maybe some arts and crafts before I go to sleep, and then maybe read a little bit more and go memes. If you're still here watching to the end of this video to now, I really appreciate that you stuck around, and hopefully there will be another video. I haven't been the most consistent with YouTube, but I hope that starting anew with a fresh channel will reignite my spark, my spirit. I don't know what the term is, but yeah. Good night.